Yo, Goons! Hope you're having a pleasant morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at in the world. As you can see, I got an opportunity to beta test Phantasy Star Online New Genesis, a game that, while I haven't necessarily been looking forward to it very long because I think it just got announced last year or something, is a sequel/expansion to Phantasy Star Online 2, a game I had been famously looking forward to for quite some time. So very excited to finally have gotten my hands on this, and I just wanted to share some thoughts on my experience the past weekend. Just to let you know that this isn't a full review, this is just some thoughts on the beta test, so things that I experienced in-game are very likely to change, so don't quote me on anything here, but based upon my experience with the game, here's what I thought. All right, so just off top, guys, I am not the most well-versed PSO aficionado, historian, fan, player, whatever, right? I did play PSO 1 back in high school, had a blast with my buddies. Been waiting for PSO 2 since 2012. It finally dropped last year, and I'm having a lot of fun with that game, actually, so there might be another video where I talk about that. But more or less, PSO New Genesis is a brand new experience for me in regards to that franchise. I only played Fighter as my main class with Gunner as my subclass, and those are not two classes I touched in PSO 2, so that was also a brand new experience for me. I mostly just play East, guys. Y'all should play East. Memories of Celceta, 7, 8, 9, whatever, man. Those games are awesome. I mean, even the old games are cool, but like those new ones, mwah, check them out. And I mentioned East because those are pretty much the only action RPG games that I play religiously. So for the purpose of these thoughts, I will probably be making some comparisons to what I thought was similar to my experience in those East games in PSO New Genesis. So obviously, when you start this game up, the first thing you notice is the appearance, the graphics, the environment, and the overall massiveness of the play world that you have to move around in. That is very gated, by the way. There's a lot of places you can't go on the map currently, and it's kind of a heartbreaker because I can definitely see cool stuff happening on the other side of the barrier, but I can't go and touch it. Hopefully in the final release, we can actually see what's behind these barriers, like the volcano and the forest and the snowy mountain. That's some of the cool stuff I'm talking about. But no, this map is humongous, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Every sight to see, every view, every mountain to climb, and even the ocean to swim in. Jesus, guys. It's an absolute blast to look at. I can't stress it enough. I found myself just wandering around several hours during the beta just looking at stuff, trying to get nice screenshots with the right angles. I'm like trying to figure out the best angle to take selfies of my avatar after he scales a giant mountain at the top, basically what felt like at the top of the world that I'm on. Not only is the world beautiful, but the action is amazing to look at as well. I mean, I'm not even good at this game, guys. I suck at PSO New Genesis, 100%. I will never claim to be a pro player. Don't look at my videos for tech. It ain't gonna happen, guys. But I know for goddamn sure I was having a blast looking at myself in action, whether I was doing well or I was dying, which happened a lot. Not even ashamed to admit that. The point is, damn near everything about this game is visually stunning and easy to get lost in. At least it was for me. Now it's time for the actual fun stuff. Is this game fun to play? Long story short, yes. This game is very, very fun to play. I had a ton of fun just doing stuff in this game, whether it be gathering items for upgrading weapons and armor, climbing a mountain, flying in the air off of those updraft boosters, running around, just drifting all over the place. Like, it was a true pleasure just to exist in this world for an entire weekend. And then the fighting started. Boom! Blah! you done it now. It's time to go to work. Ding! Ooh, slip it. What's wrong, baby? You was bad a second ago. Where your hands go? Where your ooh, slip it. Oh, don't think I forgot about show ass. You want some of this too? Now, I'll be honest. I did not entirely know what to expect from PSO New Genesis combat system. I knew PSO 2's combat system was pretty damn sharp. And so I kind of just, I guess if anything, I expected more of the same. And I got that. But I didn't realize how smooth and buttery they would make the gameplay and how tight and responsive the inputs would be. It felt like I was playing offline, you know? And as a fighting game player, that's very important to me. Not really experiencing any kind of lag between pressing your button and your actions coming out. That is huge for me. And I got that 100% of the time throughout the entire weekend. Every time I felt like performing an action, the action was prepared to execute at the drop of a hat. Truly an incredible experience. I'm not trying to like shill or anything here, man, guys. It really felt that good in combat. So as I mentioned earlier, I did play Fighter as my main class with Gunner as my subclass. I did not play Fighter or Gunner in PSO2. I am a Ranger Braver, which is honestly probably a choice I will have to re-roll after reading some FAQs on that build. But anyway, both of these classes highlight what I feel is probably the best part of the game: the countering and the dodging system. Now, remember, earlier on, I mentioned that I am an East player. And in the East games, there is a subsystem known as the Flash Guard and the Flash Move system. And oh, baby, did those subsystems get me ready to play some PSO New Genesis. Because I was baptized in the Flash Guard and Flash Move meta. I breathed that shit. And when I saw that they had a similar system in this game, I'm not going to say like I immediately was at home and comfortable with it, but it didn't take very long to just completely negate damage at every opportunity. And I love it. I mean, I kind of hope they don't nerf it. I feel like they should, honestly, because you can completely just eat damage frames from any enemy. Any enemy can just be rendered helpless through this system. And I love it. And I hope they never change it. Again, I will talk in circles about this for months if I have to. I hope they don't touch the system because it's perfectly beautiful. But I'm not going to be surprised if they cool it down a little bit. Anyway, if you can't tell, I am very excited about the counter and dodge system in PSO New Genesis. But I don't want to make it entirely about that. What else is fun about the game is just the consistent open world and the sense of exploration it gives you, because it wants you to walk around. It wants you to find things. The game is encouraging to explore, which is something that, from my experience with PSO, has not really been a thing. You know, you play an explorer. You play a pioneer in space, basically, a space pioneer, as it were. But you never really get a chance to explore anything other than the procedurally generated dungeons that you crawl through and ultimately fight a boss, you know? So with PSO New Genesis being an open world experience, that is now a thing. And even that's very similar to some recent East games, you know, where you're just basically compelled to go around and make a map. That's literally the whole point of the game, is for Adol to make a map of the place he's probably crash landed on. And I feel very similar vibes when I play PSO New Genesis. I feel like we are filling out a map, and every new discovery is the point of the game. There's really not a ton more I can say about this game. I enjoyed it immensely during the beta weekend, and I just can't wait for everybody to try the game out. It's really that good, I feel. Is it going to be the next big game? Who knows? It could be. It could happen, you know. I'll be honest, I don't know how that market works anymore, but I do know this is probably the most fun I've had playing an MMO in a very long time.